Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? I hope you've been having a great week, and I hope you've been practicing your Bible verse too. Let's try it together. This is actually going to be the last time we do this Bible verse, and the next time you watch, we'll have a brand new one to learn because it's a new month. It'll be March next Sunday. So let's try it. You have done wonderful things. Ready? You have done wonderful things. Isaiah 25:1. We're actually going to talk a lot about today about the wonderful things God has done. But first, let's check in with Bruno. I wonder how he's doing today. He seemed like he was in a happy mood when I saw him just a little earlier. Hey, Bruno, come on out and say hi to the kids. You're funny, Bruno. How are you today? You're feeling happy? Oh, you just flopped me with your ears. Bruno, what makes you feel so happy today? You're being thankful. That always helps us be thankful, huh? In fact, it really is science that when we are thankful, it goes straight to our heart and reminds us of all the great things that God has given us. That's what's in your heart? Something that God gave you that you're thankful for? Should we check your heart? Okay, put your chest up. Oh, thank you. I know he always wants to help me. He always does. Let's see, we're gonna unroll this. And Bruno, what is inside? It looks like you can't wait. Okay, looks like some sort of note, picture. Let me see. Something you're thankful for? Okay. Bruno, what is this? It's a picture of me. Oh, Bruno, you're thankful for me? Oh, I'm so thankful for you too, Bruno. What a sweet, sweet picture. You even got my red hair. You're thankful for scribbling too. Well, that's a funny thing to be thankful for. Why are you thankful for scribbling? Oh, because you started practicing scribbling and now you can make these beautiful pictures. You're right, Bruno. It is very beautiful and it makes my heart so happy too. And I'm gonna hang this up on my refrigerator and I'm gonna look at it every day and remember that you are so sweet and thankful. Thanks, Bruno. All right, boys and girls, today's story is about being thankful and about all the things that God has done for us. Bruno, I'm so happy that you're in my life and I'm so grateful and thankful for you too. Puppy love. When Jesus was here on earth, he healed a lot of people. He made people better. We learned about the man where the friends lowered him down to see Jesus and he couldn't walk. And then Jesus looked at him and said, "You are healed. Take your mat and go." He healed blind people. He healed people who couldn't hear. He did it for two reasons. He wanted to show his heart to people, that he loved and cared for them. He wanted us to see how we should be treating each other. And he also did it to show us his power, to demonstrate that he was really God. Well, in this story, he comes upon a group of lepers, 10 lepers. Now, what lepers are is it's a group of people, or it's people who have this disease called leprosy. And this disease is a skin disease. It gets you really rashy. It might really damage your fingers. Now, in our country where we live, we are very fortunate that doctors know how to take care of this, but back in Bible times, they didn't know what to do, and it was really contagious, so it really was easy to give it to somebody else. And so these people who had leprosy were not allowed to live near their families. They were actually cast outside the city gates and they were not allowed to come in. And it was really sad and really lonely. And it was just an awful way to live. And the only way you were allowed to go back is if you went back, if you thought you were cured and you didn't have it anymore, you could go back into the city and you could see the priest. And the priest would look at you. And if he saw that the leprosy was gone, he said you could go back to your family. But if he said no, and he didn't trust it, he sent you back out. So the rule was if the priest said it was okay, then you could go ahead and go back. So these lepers saw Jesus passing by them and they called out to him. They had heard about Jesus. They had heard that he was kind and loving and powerful. And Jesus saw them and knew exactly what their problem was. And he said to them, all he said was, go show yourself to the priest. Well, they knew what that meant. They knew that something was going to happen, that they could go back into the city and show themselves. And as they were walking, they noticed that their skin was getting better and they were getting healed. And they became so excited with that information that they were leaping and running, and they ran straight to the church to go see the priest. And they didn't look back because they were so excited. But one man, remember there was 10 men healed, one man turned around and ran back to Jesus and said, thank you. Now, even though that was a great thing that one man did, Jesus was actually kind of sad. He said, wait a minute, didn't I heal 10 of you? Why has only one come back to say thank you? The story ends just like that. It's a great story because it shows two things. It shows one, of course, how God is loving and compassionate and powerful, but it also reminds us how important it is to be thankful. You see, when we're thankful, it means that we are not proud. We humble ourselves and we realize that whatever is happening to us is a gift. And gifts need a thank you. Gifts are things that we get that we don't have any power on our own. You can get it from anybody, right? Somebody can give you the gift of their time. They can give you a gift, like a physical gift, like we said, like a new bike or something. Or they can just give you the gift of listening. But either way, somebody's giving you something that they had to give up for themselves, and that deserves a thank you. Jesus has a whole story in the Bible just about being thankful, so it is important. Don't forget, I know something will happen today from somebody, a sister, a brother, a mom, or dad. Something will happen that you can say thank you for. So let's really exercise our brains and think about all the ways we are thankful. I have 2 crafts for you to do today. The first one is pretty simple, and I got it off a website, one of my favorite websites called Planning Playtime, and I'll put the link in the description. But this is a gratitude journal, and what's really cool about this one is it's got something for every day of the month, and tomorrow we're starting a brand new month, so it's perfect to go ahead and print this out and start tomorrow. But what's really neat about it is every single square has something you can remember to be thankful for. So a food you're thankful for, a color you're thankful for, person, place, toy, book. All these things have different suggestions of something you can put down that you are thankful for. Then you can just cut them all apart and make a little book out of it. Because sometimes figuring out things to be thankful for can be tricky. So this will really help you. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Why would it be thankful or tricky to come up with some things that we're thankful for? Well, to be quite honest, we have so much that sometimes we take it for granted, which means we kind of forget that it's special. And so sometimes we forget to say thank you for the little things. Like, it's easy to say thank you for big things. Like maybe you got a new bike and you're super excited about it, but it's hard to think about little things like, are you thirsty right now? Can you go to your kitchen and get a glass of water? Well, that's something to be thankful for. Do you have some great shoes that keep your feet nice and cozy and warm? That's something to be thankful for too. So those are little things that sometimes we just remember aren't very special because we have so much of them, but they are things that we can put down to be thankful for. Our project for today is something that is going to help us a lot to be thankful for. Now, you probably don't have these things lying around your house, but now you guys can pretty much get in and out of stores pretty good, and hopefully you have a Dollar Tree near you. Because what you can get at Dollar Tree are these fun wreath rings. They have them small like this. This one came in a 2-pack. Here's the little label from it. This will be in the floral aisle of the Dollar Tree. There's these small rings. There's even a great big ring. Sometimes there's different shaped rings, but the circles work the best. So go ahead and that's only $1. So this is a really cheap craft too. And the other thing you're gonna need is a bag of clothespins. They have these at the Dollar Tree as well in the craft aisle. My Dollar Tree only had little baby clothespins. And I recommend getting the normal sized ones because this project becomes a little bit slow and tedious if you only have these little baby ones. So I had to get what I was offered, and I'll show you what we're gonna do, and then you can get the bigger ones and do it however you want. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna paint your clothespins. I just chose some fun spring colors. I've got red and green and blue, and just go ahead and paint them. You don't have to paint both sides, but you can. After you're done painting them, and I didn't paint all of mine because, you know, that takes a long time, and you guys know with my projects, I show you how to do it, and then you just take it from there. You're going to take your clothespins and you're gonna clip them. I'm gonna show you over here so you can see the background is easier to see. You're gonna clip them all around your wreath ring. Now, here's where it's better to have the big ones because the little ones, you'll need a lot. You'll probably need 3 bags of the little ones to go around. And it's also going to be a lot more work to paint all the little ones. The big ones will go much faster. So paint your clothespins and pretend that these are painted too. Now what you're going to do is actually, you can probably do this before you put your clothespins on. It's a little bit hard to do it afterwards, but you're gonna write what you're thankful for on each clothespin. And this is going to be a thankful wreath. So let me think. I am thankful for my dog, Ruby. You guys have seen her sometimes. So I'm gonna write the word dog on there. And then I'm gonna clip it to my wreath. And let me see, what else am I thankful for? I am thankful for the sun. So nice and warm. And actually my yellow clothespin just reminded me of the sun. I do love a nice, beautiful sunny day. Clipping that there. Oh, I have a blue one. You know what the blue one reminds me of is the ocean. Now, you don't have to think of things that think of colors. It's just helping me remember to be thankful. So I wrote the word ocean on that one. Let's see, what else am I thankful for? Oh, I'm thankful for, well, I said it before, right? Water. We can put water on one of these. Now, here's the great thing about your wreath. There's a lot of clothespins. Even the big ones, there's gonna be a lot. You don't have to think of things you're thankful for right now. You can leave some of them blank and go back to them as you remember, or something happens during your day, or you can just leave some blank because you think it looks nice. Or you can do this as a family and everyone can think of things to write on there. I know it's kind of hard to see on my camera that it's far away. I'm gonna do a couple more. I am thankful for my family. And let's see, one more. I am thankful for flowers. I have so many flowers. It's almost spring, you guys. And flowers just make everything more colorful. And if they smell good, they smell, you can cut some and put some in your house too. Okay, so let's clip these on here. I got family and flowers. And I will try and get that close to you so you can kind of see how it's gonna look. So you see that? Kind of cool. So you can paint it all different colors, let it dry, write what you're thankful for on, and go ahead and clip it to your wreath. And you'll have a beautiful wreath to hang up. And sometimes when you're feeling sad and angry, what erases sadness and anger is thankfulness. So you can go back to your wreath and you can start thinking of all the good things that God gave you to help you turn your frown upside down and turn it back into a smile. So I will tell you one thing I know I'm thankful for. It's you guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you for learning about God and remembering all the things He has done for us. Whew. Guess what? You can be thankful even if things are hard. Bruno said he was thankful for scribbling. Now, scribbling, if you're trying to make a picture, that can be really hard and really frustrating if it doesn't go right. But he realized that once he was scribbling, he was also working his muscles to be able to build a beautiful picture. Well, I have a science project for you. It's going to be hard. You might even want to stop because it's going to take a while. But if you stick with it, you're going to see that the hard part of this job turns into something you can be thankful for. So, what you're going to need is you're going to need a container, a small container that you can close. A mason jar works. I just have this little Tupperware container. And you're going to need some heavy whipping cream. Now, this is whipping cream. If you take it, some people, you probably saw your moms or dads, sometimes they pour it in their coffee. You can't drink it. It's not like milk. It's really thick and gross if you just drink it. You can bake with it though, or cook with it. I cook with this all the time. You can also put it in a blender, and if you make it into a blender, it turns into whipped cream. But if you want to try and make your own, you can make your own butter with this whipping cream. So what I did was I put in a little bit of whipping cream into this container. Now, I only did about a 1/4 cup because it really is gonna take quite a while to get to be butter. And all you do is you pour in a little bit of whipping cream, again, like about a 1/4 cup, and then you shake, and you shake, and you shake, and you'll probably need to maybe even ask for help, or you can set it down and come back to it, and you shake, and you shake, and you shake. But if you get through the hard parts, because sometimes the hard parts make us stronger or lead to really cool things, if you persevere, look what you can be thankful for. Oh my gosh. Look at, we have butter. Look at that. So it used to be just liquid. There's actually a little bit of liquid still left in the bottom. See, that just used to be that, and that's it, nothing else. And look at this now. That's like real butter. You can spread that on toast. You put a little salt in it. I think mine would like to be a little salty. And that's real butter, you guys. Man, it was hard to shake and shake and shake because it's gonna take about 10 minutes. But now I am so thankful that I have fresh, creamy, delicious butter for my toast. Yum. Never give up. God's going to use that hard to get something great and delicious. In this case, it's delicious. But He doesn't ever let hard work go to waste. And there's something always at the end of it that we can be thankful for. So, boys and girls, thankfulness is one of the most important things that Jesus wants us to do, because He knows not only does it give praise to Him, but it helps us be healthier too. I know it's kind of hard to understand, but there's actually science behind thankfulness. Boys and girls, we have all these neurons, all these kind of like connectors in our brains that go to the rest of our body. And you can feel two emotions at the same time. You can feel anger and sadness at the same time. But when you think of thankfulness, you can only think of thankfulness. So if you're feeling sad or angry, but you think about something that makes you thankful, you actually can shut down the part of your brain that is thinking about sadness and anger. See, God knows us because He designed us and He made us. So He knows that this is not only something we do to praise Him and tell Him how thankful, that we are so, so thankful for everything He's given us, but it also is healthy for us. Now, coming up here, we're going to start talking about Easter. Talk about having to do a hard thing Jesus did something so hard for us because he loves us so much. But it is something we can be so, so thankful for. So a couple more weeks and we're going to start talking about what Jesus did for you and I that just gives us no room to not say, I don't know what to be thankful for. We can find something because God's done so much for us. Have a great week. Look in your world. What did God give you? Notice things out when you're out and about and see what you can be thankful for. Bye, guys.